Alright, what's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Jay Green here with another Green Screen Entertainment movie review, and this week I'm bringing you Blair Witch. Now, for those of you out there that aren't certain of what the Blair Witch is, this movie is basically a sequel to the 1999 film titled The Blair Witch Project. Now, the Blair Witch Project followed a young woman and her fellow documentarians out into the woods as they research and document the urban legends of this witch that would kidnap kids, bring them back to her little cottage there in the woods, and do all sorts of ill shit to them. Well, some stuff starts jumping off in the woods. Next thing you know, they get got, and their footage is found a few months later. Well, this movie actually picks up present day, where that girl's brother, still heartbroken over the situation, he's looking anywhere and everywhere he can find any information that might lead to his sister's safe return, sees a video on YouTube from a guy from that area that says he found a video, and he thinks he sees his sister somewhere in that, so he wants to get him and his buddies to go out there into the woods and investigate and look for her. Now, before I get into the movie, let me address my expectations. I really didn't have much expectations for this movie. The original Blair Witch Project that came out in '99 had a sequel a year later in 2000 called Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2. Didn't nobody like that damn movie. It was awful. So this movie has been out of my mind for quite some time. Now, this movie, Blair Witch, was actually released at recent film festivals to rave reviews. It was actually also released under a different title called The Woods. So not only did it get rave reviews, but they were doing something kind of ballsy with not telling people what it actually was. I admire that. So going into this movie, I was kind of looking forward to seeing what they were going to give us. However, even though it got rave reviews at film festivals, Rotten Tomato wasn't looking too hot. So, with that said, coming out of the movie, it was okay. Now, I'm not really the biggest found footage film fan. Paranormal Activity? Fuck you! No, for real though. This movie gives you basically the same found footage tropes that you see everywhere. A little bit of character development in the beginning, a little bit of shaky cam, random zooms, all that sort of stuff that you're used to seeing. I will say that I like the fact that they didn't really make any of the characters complete jerks. You actually kind of like everyone that is on the screen. The acting was fine, even though it's found footage. The direction was fine, and the movie actually picks up quite quick. It doesn't really take too long for them to get to where they need to go, and things start happening. However, the one major problem, or a couple of the major problems that I had with this movie, was that they have some really cool concepts and some really cool ideas that do improve upon the original Blair Witch Project. But they don't really investigate those concepts. They don't really investigate those ideas. If there was a longer cut of this movie that did, I want to see that shit. Now, I will say this. I really enjoyed the end of this movie. I thought it really picked up in the third act. And most of all, we got to spend more time in the house, in the spot where the Blair Witch is supposed to be. And I'm not going to front on y'all out there. Your boy was pretty creeped out. They did a really good job at setting up tension throughout the entire time our characters were up in that house, running around. I was pretty nervous about what was behind door number 1 or door number 2. Now, one of the things that I also really liked about the ending was that sometimes in movies, there's something set up early on in the film, and it's touched on a little bit as the movie goes on, and in the end, it blows up in everyone's face. They did that in this movie. They set a little something up, touched on it a little bit as the movie went on, and then they bring it to a headway in the end of the film. And it was a really cool way to bring everything to an end. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to check it out for that. Now, remember, this is a found footage film. The Blair Witch Project won nothing. They went to the freaking woods, looked around for some stuff, heard some sounds, saw some stick figures. That was it. If you're going into this movie, if you decide to go see this movie in the theaters, expect that. That's all it effing is. That's all it was. That's all it is. I heard a guy run out the movie theater talking about, it was terrible. Why are you tripping? You knew what the hell it was. There's people running around in the woods. I can make that crap in the backyard. So in the end of the day, Blair Witch was mildly entertaining throughout and definitely picked up nice in that third act, but it just wasn't good enough for me to send you guys to the movie theater to watch. You're going to have to wait for it to hit Redbox or Blu-ray. I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's just the way the ball bounces. Now, to all of you out there, do me a favor. Click that thumbs up button below, and if you're not subscribed, please give me a like and subscribe. Other than that, I'm out.